Welcome to another episode of Junior Achievement of South Florida's Recipe for Success. Just as there are no two recipes that contain the exact same ingredients or measurements, there are no two success stories exactly the same. Recipe for Success features entrepreneurs, visionary leaders, and innovators of all ages who will share the ingredients that make them successful. Here's your host, Lori Salarulo, President and CEO of Junior Achievement of South Florida.
Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Jay's Recipe for Success. I'm your host, Lori Salarulo, and this is my producer, Patrick Salarulo, who looks amazing today. You look great, buddy. And we are here to bring you the leaders and the entrepreneurs, thank you, bud, of our community, and to learn all about the recipes and the ingredients, right, that make up their recipes for success. And so today's guest is someone that I have known for, at least 10 years in the community. Mover, shaker, rocker, roller, anything you can think of, this woman makes it happen. And I am so proud to introduce to you Heather Geronemus, who is the Director of Public Relations and Corporate Social Responsibility with Ultimate Software. And so I'm going to bring Heather in. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I saw my boyfriend walk through before I joined.
I told you he was going to make an appearance, so it was in the introduction today. So, but he may come back. The producer may show his face again. So you never know. So tell me, first of all, how are you? How are you doing through all of this? You look amazing as always.
Well, looking good is part of the battle, right? Like we're, just getting ready for work. I think a lot of people think they're working at home, so like they don't have to do that. And even if nobody sees you, I do think that there's something to getting ready for the day, whatever that means for you. So that's been kind of like what gets me through these like kind of monotonous days when I'm not quite sure what day of the week it is. But I'm doing great. But for everything that's going on around us, work is never ending in a great way. The opportunities to serve the community, unfortunately, are mounting, even though we can't do them in person. We have so much to give. So, we're making the best of it. Like you guys, we went virtual really early on, and we were prepared because 40% of our employees work virtually normally. So it was pretty easy to flip that switch. And it's just really been, for me, about connecting with my employees who I usually see every day, making sure they're okay, taking care of the team and helping everyone get through this because there's just so much going on, around us that it's really important to connect with people.
Yeah. So before we talk about Ultimate, and we'll definitely get back to that because I definitely want to hear about how they're continuing to focus on people first and all of that. And there's a lot going on in Ultimate's world these days. But I want to focus on Heather for a minute and just share with me maybe maybe a pivotal moment, especially for our young people that will be watching this. What was it that got you to where you are today, right, in public relations and corporate responsibility? What was that pivotal moment? Was there a pivotal moment for you?
So there have been a few, and I associate my moments with people in my life, with really amazing women, actually, just so happens in my life. So maybe I'll share it kind of with three really pivotal women in my life. One is my mother. She really just taught me how to do everything, right? But like really to serve the community, because she was doing it. So she really just led by example and taught me that there's so much fulfillment in helping other people. My earliest memories really are volunteering for the National MS Society and watching her help other people, sitting and doing my homework while she was in board meetings. These are like really things that I cherish, and I still serve the National MS Society today, and so does she. So there was that in my life that was obviously just set the tone for everything, right? I never necessarily expected that as a volunteer that I would become the Director of Corporate Social Responsibility. But when I came to Ultimate, a place that really had the same commitment to the community that I did, that became my goal. I wanted to lead corporate social responsibility for Ultimate.
Yes, I remember those conversations.
Yeah, I told everyone, and I made it happen, right? So it's really,
you got to put it out there, right?
Exactly. So that's a great leadership lesson. Really, you have to talk things into action, right? So that's something from the very beginning. That was instilled in me by my mother. And another one, this is an amazing person. She'll kill me for calling her out here, but Linda Weiss, who was my teacher of everything at Pinecrest. Really, I took an ethics class from her and then decided I was going to take every single class she taught at Pinecrest. She taught me the power of speaking out about something, even if it's controversial or not in vogue, as you know, and maybe folks watching don't. I'm the national board chair for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And, I came to that through a tragedy, perhaps another pivotal moment in my life. My dad was killed by a drunk driver, and it was the worst possible time. And for a while, I moved through that with a lot of angst and a lot of anger. And when I realized that I could talk about it and I can make a change, that changed my life. But also, like, nobody wants to talk about drunk driving because it's very, because people remember when they did that or made that bad decision. So it's a really hard topic. But Linda taught me that power there is in speaking about it, about what you believe in, regardless of whether it's taboo or not. And that message has come with me through my whole life. And she actually lives very close to me. And I spend a lot of time with her and her partner today. So I'm really grateful that she's still a part of my life. It's not just like a very, very long time ago, as we were talking about before. And then, of course, I couldn't talk about where I got today at Ultimate Software without talking about Vivian Mazza. Vivian Mazza was our chief people officer. She was one of the first 4 employees of Ultimate, and she taught me what relentlessly taking care of people looks like. Whether it's from a team perspective or community perspective, just what really compassionately caring about people and what investing in people returns to you, even though really your focus is on them, but like that puts all sorts of power into your life. And you know that because your whole life is about serving individuals and changing their lives. So those are kind of, when I think about moments, I think about those women and all the things that they've taught me and continue to teach me because I have them all in my life still. Every minute is a learning minute for me. So I'm really fortunate in that respect.
Yeah, I think, learning is all through here, right? And being influenced by others who do good work and do good things, teaching us along the way, and mentorship, right? So important. And it sounds like that's a really important ingredient to your success. So
Absolutely.
Well, and so you mentioned about Vivian and People First and Ultimate. And so tell me, what is it? Because Ultimate is always winning all these awards, right, for the top place to work. And I know that is that is their mantra. That is at the top of your values. What is it? What's so special? What's the secret sauce?
The secret sauce really is it's in our tagline now, so people might think it's a motto. But putting people first is just a way of being. Our CEO, Scott, or actually our retired CEO, Scott, and our retired Chief People Officer, Viv, started the company with this simple belief that if you put your employees first, the products and the profits and everything else comes afterwards. So really caring about your employees, bringing them in, creating like a home. Viv used to talk about Ultimate like a house, protecting your house, creating a home where people can thrive, and really fulfilling kind of all aspects. Whether it's benefits or service days or rich opportunities for mentoring or, continuous learning at work or outside of work, we really look at how we can take care of the whole person at work, not just be a place where you come and punch a time clock, which I don't think people actually do anymore. But,
We're so our age that we even know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Now it's Workday or it's Ultimate Software, right?
Exactly. You could do it on your app.
Right. Exactly. I love that. We talk about that in we're both involved in the community. And for me, it was way before JA, right? But you're right about, and I think the most important thing you said is how do we make sure that we take care of people holistically, right? Not just in the workplace, but how do we care about them and make sure they have the resources that they need to be healthy and good at home too.
Absolutely. And that's one of these things that particularly now that all of our employees are virtual, we've been thinking about a lot. We have internal resources for employees. We have external resources that we've posted on our website so other HR leaders can take advantage of them. And it's really like the wellness component of being isolated is very, very intense. Even for me, I mean, you know me, I'm always someplace doing something. So it's really
killing you.
it's been really strange. We walk a lot, you know, like there's a lot going on. I'm on the phone all the time, but I also have reconnected. You know, my best friend lives in Stratford upon Avon, and we talk almost every day. And we weren't finding that time. You know, I went to that Oprah thing back in December or January.
I went to that too. Yeah.
And it was so. I was like, oh my God, Kate. Gail and Oprah talk every day. And if Oprah has time to talk to her best friend every day, we need to make that time. And it wasn't until this happened that we really did start making that time. And, you know, it's a text or a chat or whatever, but it's so important to connect with people when you're in person or when you're not. And we've really been focused on that and how we can make sure that all of our employees and then all the employees of the thousands of customers that we have are getting that rich experience. So, you know, we've learned a lot in the 30 years, and then kind of filtering that out to the folks that use our products, and even if you know, members of the community, has been a top priority in the last 3 months. Has it been 3 months?
It's almost 4 actually.
Oh gosh,
I know, it's scary. It's very scary.
Yeah.
So people first. You know, you talked a lot about employees and team members, associates, right?
Yep.
Everybody has a different terminology. But I want to extend that. How does that extend to customers, partners?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It could be your paying customers, but also I know the partners in the community. So it expands beyond just the associates.
Oh, absolutely. So we'll talk about our customers first. So, you know, one thing that we consider our customers to be partners, not customers. Like customers is very transactional. Partners implies, you know, kind of like for life, right? And we bring our customers in. We give them all of their services free of charge. And we really assign a team of people. It's not like we sign the deal and we say like, good luck, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. We have executive relationship managers that are in you know, their organizations. We have you know, service folks that are assigned to their accounts. So really they have a team of people to reach out to if they need help, because, you know, HR and payroll aren't the easiest businesses to be in. And, you know, they might make a mistake that we need to help them with. We might make a mistake that we need to help them with, but we're always there for them. And then the community, you know, same thing. We're always there for the community. Scott and Viv, from the very beginning, had some unwavering commitment. Some to the employees, like the, you know, 100% healthcare benefits that are paid for, an unparalleled 401k match, and giving a percentage of our revenue to the community. And that was not profit, because that's, you know, that's easy. So when times are good, the community does well.
It was a budget item.
Exactly. And this is something that we've done from the beginning. So even before we were a fabulously profitable company, we were still giving a percentage of our revenue, and the percentage has never changed. The company has grown, so the dollar amount has changed and grown. And, you know, we give that to nonprofits in a variety of areas. So really health, human services, what I would refer to as safety, like kids in distress and mothers against drunk driving, and women in distress. And then, of course, education, you know, like JA, like PACE, and a lot of organizations that are focused on STEM, and particularly now because we're a technology company, and there's such an imbalance in the tech world. So we are really, you know, trying to inspire women to get involved, and, you know, underrepresented groups. So, you know, those are the 4 areas of focus for us. But it's never changed. It's always been about helping people. Like I actually kind of associate it with that people first, like people first steps is kind of my my twist on that, where, you know, we help folks. We don't want anything in return for it. We really want, you know, people to get an education, you know, get off the street or out of a dangerous situation, serve victims like with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. But really, it's never been about, you know, what's back for us, because what's back for us is the fulfillment of helping people. And then what's really amazing is that almost every event at Ultimate, and it's not a mandate, it's not anything, you know, it's Pride Month right now. So our Pride Community of Interest said we want to raise money for the Trevor Project. So we're doing that. You know, every event has some nonprofit component or some activity for, you know, building bikes for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. There's always some tie-in. Even when we were in Las Vegas, again, months ago for our customer conference with thousands of people, we partnered with an organization called Hero Box, and we made care packages for deployed military, and we sent, with notes and sent them, and we did that with our customers. So it's a full circle thing where we pull our customers in, we pull the community in. When the buildings are open, there's nonprofit groups coming through our doors all the time. Spending time in our facilities, touring, learning. So it's just it's all the time and so much fun. And it's been really hard for me not to do that hands-on stuff.
Interaction, yeah. Yeah, you and I, we like to be out there doing all that social stuff. And everybody else is probably happy not to be able to do it. And we're going, we need to get back.
I know. Yeah.
So I just want to make sure for everybody, what size companies does Ultimate work with? Right? Because I think that's important.
Oh, absolutely. So our HR and payroll software is ideal for companies over 100 employees, and it could be, up to hundreds of thousands of employees. So, we serve, all of the sports teams in South Florida, so brands, like the Miami Heat, the Miami Marlins, Miami Dolphins, and the Florida Panthers, Texas Roadhouse, a big national restaurant chain, Subway, lots of really phenomenal partners, and actually a lot of nonprofits. The Broward Center and Peace Center for Girls and Arc Broward all run their payroll.
We want to work with you. We just don't have 100 employees.
We'll get there.
We're trying. We've grown. We have grown. So we're getting there.
So we've got profits across partners across all industries and really all company sizes, just not like the tremendously small businesses.
Right. Yeah. Actually, we need to connect you with JUSA because
Absolutely.
We have tens of thousands of employees across JUSA. So we'll take that on the sidebar, a business development discussion. So I wanted to make sure we got that out there for people so that they knew and could reach out, right, if that was something that they needed and who your prime partner was. So you mentioned a lot of ingredients so far. You've talked about mentoring and the influence that they had on you. You've talked about talk things into action. I've not heard that from any guest yet, but I love it. It's almost like the law of attractions, right? When you put it out there, it'll come back.
Absolutely.
Take a crisis situation and turn it into an opportunity, right? Which is what you did with the tragedy in your family.
Yeah.
Focusing on people and creating a home, a holistic home, and a holistic program and support for them. And then, of course, partners, and that extends to partners and to nonprofits. And so I always love, so Ultimate has a lot going on right now, right? Yeah. We have a virus, we have a healthcare crisis, we have an economic crisis, which I know we've been very focused on because from a financial literacy perspective, right, this is affecting so many families. And so we are figuring out, which has been amazing, opportunities for us to help families who don't have access typically, right, to this education, to get this material into the home. And so we're really excited about a campaign that we started a few weeks ago. So we have a financial crisis, we have an economic crisis, we have a healthcare crisis, we have a racial divide crisis. We've got a lot going on. And on top of that, you have all just been through a merger, purchase.
Yeah, so we recently, a month ago, we closed our merger 2 months ago. We recently closed our merger with Kronos. Kronos is one of the other leading companies in our space, much more focused on workforce management when we're more focused on human capital management. So really the perfect marriage of two companies that care tremendously about their employees, about their customers. And, overnight we doubled in size. It's another 6,000 person company. They're headquartered in Lowell, Massachusetts. We're headquartered in Weston, Florida. And now we have two headquarters, 12,000 employees, more global employees, in more geos than ever before. We're all stuck in our homes, not able to meet in person. So we're doing a lot of these. A lot of meeting over Zoom, but really tremendous, really, a lot of change, but a lot of the same because their commitment to people is so similar to ours. So it's been a really interesting journey the last few months because this literally happened. We announced the merger in late February. And then we were all kind of locked down a couple weeks later. So we've been doing all this, over video chat, and but our leaders are tremendous. They're doing really, really accessible, doing lots of town halls, open forums for questions, all the things that that people really want when things are maybe a little bit not scary, because it's not scary, it's just change. And we don't have the ability to get together in a room. But everyone's been really accessible and really wonderful. So it's been kind of crazy.
But you just mentioned that. And so I zero in on communication, right? And transparency. And also I have to imagine just the little that interaction that I've had with Scott and Viv is that this company, Geronemus, have the same values, right? Not just people first, but to the communities and to their partners and so forth. That's why it's such a great match.
Absolutely. Totally. It really is a great match. It's funny. We talk about it all the time, and we like when we can get together and we can do all these things together. But one of the things that I was the most floored by was just, the minute the merger was announced back in February, I got an email from a Crow Knight. We call ourselves Ulti Peeps. They are called Crow Knights. And a Kronos employee emailed me and said, I'm really interested in Walk Like Mad and Mad Dash Fort Lauderdale. I know that Ultimate Software is a big sponsor. It's an amazing event. How can we get involved? He had no idea that in addition to being in charge of it at Ultimate, I was also the founder of that event. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so we immediately got the word out to our employees, our Kronos employees that are in Pembroke Pines, and they signed up and were slated to come out. Of course, that event was pushed. But it was such an indication to me that we were so similar, that like the first inkling was, oh, Ultimate, we know they sponsor these events. Let's go to them, So I love that.
So will your role change from local possibly at any point to a more national role?
Really, I mean, I oversee all of corporate philanthropy for Ultimate now, which does include national partnerships as well as our local partnerships. And as far as how the role comes together with the way that they do things at Kronos, the sky's the limit. When you guys
out there, remember, talking out there.
Exactly. When you've got two amazing organizations that care about people like we do, and have such really, of course, the other side of what I do is our amazing media relations and public relations program. They have excellent PR and excellent PR folks. So really, these teams could do dynamite things together. So I'm very excited about.
Wow, sounds exciting. I'm going to be watching these two teams as they come together and blow everything up out of the water. So I love it. I ask everybody at the end of our interview and our show, and as I said, you have mentioned so many amazing ingredients to your success. What is the main ingredient to Heather's success?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I thought you were going to ask me like what my favorite restipee is, and then I was going to be.
Oh, yeah, we get that. You're going to send us that too, because we are putting together a cookbook.
Oh, I can't cook, right?
Steal it from a restaurant.
Okay, I can do that. So I think the main ingredient to my success is perseverance, right? The things have not. I will not say I had a hard life by any means. I had a very, very fortunate upbringing, but things have, when things have been hard, when my parents got divorced when I was a kid, when I didn't get certain things that I wanted, or when I wanted to be a professional ballet dancer, but I was not really like built for ballet. I still set my mind to that. And I went to NYU and I studied at the Joffrey Ballet, and until I hurt my back, that's the course I was going to be on. So really, like we talked about my father passing away and overcoming that, really there were times that I thought I couldn't make it to the next day. And after I received the support that I received from MAD, it changed my life. So I decided to change other people's lives. And that's the time that I met Scott. Like I really thought that my life was I was very lost. And I met Scott and he said he wanted me to come work for Ultimate, and having this person who barely knew me believe in me in that way. I started here kind of at the bottom, and now I lead a great team, and I have my dream job running public relations and corporate social responsibility. So just keep moving forward through all obstacles, which is really an important lesson for right now. That's the secret ingredient, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I am looking forward to getting back out there, seeing you back out there, As soon as they let us do all these things, like you said, I absolutely love this. I don't even want to do a regular phone call anymore.
I know, right?
It doesn't feel right, So I love that we're getting to do this. And thank you so much for taking the time, sharing so much about Ultimate, about yourself, about your ingredients to success. And we'll definitely touch base offline.
Okay.
But thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, and let us know how we can serve your organization, of course.
Thank you, Heather. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We really appreciate it. And have a great day. And let's get cooking.